Hi, Opies. Welcome. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat, pull up a chair for some symbolic support. Here's your ink blot. We're going to scry from the alternative direction for perspective possibilities. We're going to add on tarot and oracle, and as well, we've got the ghost tube here on for any audio additions that may inspire or irritate. Please receive or release freely. Opies, I'm going to take a moment here if you'd like to join me to close the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Opies, now let's have some aura adventures. Total disclosure. Little technical difficulties in your previous reading. I didn't get far in, but I did pull 3 oracle cards here. So I'm just going to go back in to express the few things that I saw. So quick recap, but things happen for a reason, and we'll allow that to be. Okay, so one thing I did feel throughout was, and I do feel very dehydrated in your ink blot, in your aura. So drink water. Stay hydrated. I also see, I'm not going to use the term, but I want to, a lack of water. So again, that could just be simple hydration. Or right now, feeling a little emotionally not closed off, but it's like seeing a dam, right? Like opening and closing. When is the time to allow the tide to rise, and or to open up, whatever the case may be. I feel like there's a lot of control there in the emotional oceans. So I'm seeing I think it's an ox, but it's not the point. Whether it's an ox or a cow or words I don't know. Something about longhorn and long boat. So you could have or be working with Native American energy guides, spirits that are helping, because they're very much so in this space here of such. And when I say longhorn, because it's very much so right there. Sagittarius vibes as well, but it's really bringing through the fire element. And when I say long boat is because when I see the lack of water, or those ethereal blues in the throat, you might just not be saying stuff right now, because sometimes that silence, I'm good, thank you, how are you, is intelligent. And when I see the long boat, it's actually because the long boat is like off the page right now. Like my emotional or my ethereal energy is on a travel right now, so the information's not there, right? That's just how I'm seeing it. And I was seeing a pomegranate, and Tom from Tom and Jerry, Wicked Witch of the West, Gazoo, and a portal. Okay, we're all caught up. I did just repeat. Sorry. I don't want to go for a third time. Oh my gosh. So we're going to trust that. Yeah, we're actually recording. Okay, so those are the key things that I saw. As I'm stepping in right here, right in that point, I'm like right between the eyes. And it's almost as if I'm applying pressure to relieve pressure, if that means anything to anyone. Applying pressure to relieve pressure. There's something amongst the pomegranate that I know I don't know, and it's not coming through for me to even curiously contemplate, so it might mean something to somebody. Please follow that, or whatever that symbolic meaning is for you. And when I see the Tom and Jerry, I see Tom the cat coming through, but I'm seeing, what would be the Jerry is as a cherub angel. So somebody might have recently, or not, it doesn't have to be recent, that's not the point. It feels very much so in the presence of my grief, of somebody that was like an angel to me, and they are an angel because I see that bugle horn that, like they kind of call out. But there's also this energy of like banshee energy where something might be very acute, and they're hearing that, and they're trying to break it up through the mourning of that, and compassion if you have lost anybody at any point in time. Because again, like I said, it doesn't feel. It's like when the feeling comes up, it's so pure. It's so pure. Maybe there was somebody in a car accident as well. Okay, so yeah, the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah, it's the Wicked Witch of the West, right? It's like, I'm melting. Did she actually ever melt, or was it just the way I'm remembering it? there's something that could have something to do with the West or something, and not looking to, who's good, who's not good, whatever all the different witches are named. I feel like it's calling in directions, and everyone has a particular power, and there seems to be some sort of envy going on, some sort of green with envy, whether that's out or inward, or just something I'm perceiving something about. And that might even be dispelling if anyone's had some sort of envy towards you or jealousy. Okay, but I'm also seeing money come in at the same time, but this is coming in through a different portal. And when I say portal, it's because I'm seeing it through here. Something's coming through a different doorway. So it's kind of like one of those adjacent door situations. I might be looking here or working on this, but that work, again, applying pressure in one place, alleviates pressure somewhere else. And then it brings me into like that emotions, that water, the feeling, it opens up the gates, and I can receive maybe from somewhere else. So it's almost like one hand feeds the other. Is that what it is? Yeah. But even though they're kind of doing two things at once anyway, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so when I come back into right about here, it's like there's this archway, and there's two ways I'm seeing it. I'll follow the one first. I'm seeing like a fireman, and then there's like water coming down, and there's this Sagittarius kind of fire again coming through. But I'm testing the water. Interesting, so much water is coming through, even though it's fine, I don't see the water. Could be a different form of the water element. So that could be, my, anyway, a different form of the expression of water, like sweat or something like that, or steam. So I'm seeing the fireman with the hose. Like if a hose is out throughout the day and then you go to turn it on, it's going to be hot at first. So it's like, or even if it's in a tap and I'm like testing the water. Oh, okay, now it's the right temperature, and I'll fill my cup or do whatever, whatever you were planning on doing. So I'm waiting for a particular temperature, and that could bring me into the Temperance Angel as well, because it's bringing in this portal that's happening. And when I go towards the portal of like this archway gateway, and I'm seeing that Sagittarius Stegosaurus, kind of like it's a dinosaur, and then another earthling is like reaching out like, hey, or hi, I'm here. So the way I'm seeing that, thank you, is through the show La Brea. Yeah, I think it's called La Brea, and I could be pronouncing it wrong. So like in the city, I think it's LA based, maybe it's New York based, I think it's LA. And like this big pothole that's massive opens up, and there's all this devastation, and roads are breaking, buildings are going in, cars.
It's what we want.
And they go back in time to, well, I don't know what it is, like 10,000 BC or something like that. And then they find out there's other people there that have been there. There's, almost like different timelines coexisting at once, and learning, I guess, how to get back for some. And there's like, Native Americans there, but there's also like futuristic things happening there. So it's like when I see the past, the present, but by those two coming together brings in the future. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. All right, Opies. I will show you your 3 oracle cards that also came out as well. If you want to take a screenshot. I know the one in behind you probably can't see. There we go. So, codes of the seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. And I want to place that card right in there like this for that. There's also something about careful. Blowing bubbles, or maybe somebody's going to be like balloons where they make animal balloons. Is that what they're called? Or just chew gum and blow bubbles. Something about that's coming through. It's weird. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. I feel like you are taking the next step. And there's some Opies that are This is the beautiful thing about the Ophiuchian energy, and or at least as I sense it, well, I'm a guest here, so thank you, is it's like the roots go out in different directions. Different elements are covered. Because, calling in, west, calling in east, calling in south, calling in north, all these different directional energies become conduits of Ophiuchians. Like they work together and trust the seasons, embracing change, cycle of life, transition, growth. And it's like, see how at the top here, and if I'm correct, there's roses up there. Roses might mean, but it's like, I want to place it right
closet
there, right there. It's like this. I don't trust the seasons of the shifts. The shifts prove to be prosperous in some ways. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm seeing something else. I'm just trying to find out how to say that. It's like somehow like you can duplicate your energy. If there's like one Opie standing in front of me, it's like somehow I would see this V, like a flock of seagulls or a flock of birds flying in this V formation, in different densities, maybe working again in different, how present they are in this density, but still able to cross through thresholds to help. And I can see a whole team. Like, see how, like, there's so many people around her, the same versions of her.
Good morning.
Good morning. There's also, like, how do I say that? Love, okay? And when I say love, maybe you're looking for love, maybe love for self, or just love of a channel that excites you or that gives you purpose, or you decide it's a value. And it's almost like some might be able to project their energy out to different places, like seeing that flock of seagulls. But I can see, maybe the first 10 very strongly, then the next 10 become, less dense, like it becomes foggier and foggier and foggier. But it's like, that's how you can see it though. Different states as one. And I don't know if everyone can see that. When I'm in your aura, Opies, and I'm sorry if this makes sense or doesn't make sense, but you know me, I'm going to go with the ethereal flow here. We are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. This is what your aura feels like to me. This is what it feels like to me. There's some sort of trusting of the seasons. It's like trusting medicine, trusting the healing. It's not necessarily instant. It's not necessarily the way we want it to be, the way everyone wants it to look. But the Opies have some sort of understanding about the healing holistically on so many different levels of what's happening in the present can help the past, and what's happening in the past can help the present. And inevitably they culminate or collaborate for a future. The sun's on the bottom: joy, enjoyment, success, life force, vitality, play. And right underneath that is rapture. Sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, pleasure. So Opies, on an individual level, this may be that like sacral fire that I'm feeling that is like caresses all the way through. There's even a bugle. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Is it a bugle boy? I'm not sure. And like this fire of love, of devotion to what it is that I do, what purpose is, and I want purpose and pleasure to be harmonious. Yes, also some could be looking for romance, and I typically wouldn't wander into it, but if you are, there's the sun, and it comes out. Yeah, I love it. Okay, no, we'll go here. Go upside down. All right. I'm also seeing one of those people in positions, if you were at a gathering or something, or I don't know where you are, but let's say like back in the day when they had horses and they had to walk long, long miles and so on and so forth. And maybe they're going to war, or maybe they're going to a festival or whatever they're doing. I don't know what it is. But there's like, if you're the captain, you would say, okay, you know, Johnny Sue, can you please take this message back to our homeland, take this message back in time, take this message to this family and update them or give them the word. I don't know what it is, but there's something in a message, but it's like sending, there he is, back quickly. So it's like almost like it's like a town scryer, but he's not steadfast. No, he's not staying where he is like a town crier or scryer would be. He's Libra, out in the field and is being called by the Ophiuchian energy to give an update, maybe to the town crier, so he can communicate it. There's a message. 3 of Cups. There's also something about tunnels of coming through, like burying what's underground. Did I say that before? Or was it in my imagination? Something underground is going on. Death. This could also be what could feel like a rapture. But I got to note, like, that word is harsh, but the essence behind it is beautiful. The word death is harsh, but the card is beautiful. We are nature. We come here as the seasons. Ophiuchians, we are the directions. We stand and hold fast these positions, and we will move in the degrees accordingly, like a clock that ticks and talks between past and the future to the present. Always, so it could be that. Thank you. Ophiuchians, holding the directions, working with the elements and holding those energies and sending them out accordingly. And there's a chance that I may have, at least in my explorations, but I'm grateful for it. It wasn't about the past, the present meeting the past. It's about the future meeting the past that brings about the present, which in turn always floods back in communication. There's something about it being reborn, rebirth, cycle that is happening. Trust the seasons. Ophiuchians, we are nature. I hear you saying that. It's almost as if, Ophies, I can hear like your collective energy, your collective aura holding these positions like a light bright across the globe, a light bright across the directions, or there's a collective of each at north, south, east, west, and then the in-betweens, north, east, south, yada, yada, yada. And they are communicating almost like, I could say like angels, and there's like these messengers in between that are sending things to people that are listening, that are heeding. I think you even communicate people when to move, Wheel of Fortune, even if this is your higher self or one of your higher selves to your earthly self, like the gears of change. The gears of change, tick tock, tick tock. The season is changing. Prepare for a winter, prepare for a summer, prepare for the spring, prepare for the fall. And equally, they each have something to harvest. Does that make sense? Or did I just kind of go off on a little tangent there? I'm not sure. But Ophies, in and of itself, whatever your position is that you're holding, whatever it is that you truly want, whatever you truly desire in your heart of hearts. In your heart of hearts. 9 of Pentacles, and if that means anything to you, follow that. The fruits of your labor, reaping the rewards for a job well done. It's bright. The Emperor is on the bottom. I just heard it's not even about playing cat and mouse because I wandered into the Tom and Jerry there. I'm also seeing Calvin and Hobbes. That was an old comic. Sorry, that was an old comic if anyone doesn't know. Sorry, the ink is changing on me, so I'm just going to allow it to change here and see what else. If I didn't say so already, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. For those who donate as well, everyone warms my haunted heart. I truly am grateful. Ophies, like, seriously, I adore your aura, and you guys go through some stuff. Like, and I, again, individually to interconnectively, but you guys do a lot of work unseen, and I could almost say unappreciated, but you know what, as soon as I wanted to say that, no, maybe a better way is to say underappreciated, again, underground. Maybe you just work a lot in the spaces that other places, people, places, or things won't go. But it's not about appreciation. So that's why I like hesitate to say that, because it's like I was immediately corrected. I'm not here for appreciation. I am here to be of service. I am nature. We are nature. We are the seasons. We are the directions. We are the elements. We will move through when there are people moving through tunnels underground, when they are being saved from burning houses. We are the earth and they walk upon. We try to move rocks. We try to move mountains, but we can only do what we can. We cannot do for. We can only assist. Anyway, we can only assist the growth. We can only assist the growth. And when I was like taken back by the Ophi energy, it's because peace came through. Like pieces of peace. On reflection, heaven sends a message of wisdom. Restored to peace, faith, hope, and love, harmony prevails. The olive tree. Interesting.
Where am I?
The sweet chestnut tree, growth. With maternal nurturing plans and wishes meet, with fruition that is as sweet as a nut. It's almost like you can, just your energy through the cycles with death and rebirth. Help people break out of boxes, to not get stuck in seasons, to move through the seasons. Move through the seasons, the change, the wheel of fortune, the fortune of wheel, the apple tree, romantic love. And you've also had this thing. So I don't know if you just have this inherent love for humanity, because the way your spirit feels to me in all of this, like you can see what's going on. So many layers through the collective, and then hopefully individually you can, you have that sense of individuality through the interconnected nature, to know that you too deserve love, devoted, because you are devoted, whatever that is for you, person, place, or thing. By giving love, you will be showered by love in return. Love is to see good in all things. And I don't feel like this is like toxic positivity per se. This is just simply to grow love. The pressure releases pressure and brings peace. Does that make sense? Some form of ecstasy is coming around in this cycle for you, Ophies, because you are so dedicated and devoted to the collective. I kind of want to take a moment here, and of course, you're wise enough, you will apply in your own way, shape, or form to your life that you're living as you're walking and talking while interacting here and helping. But the sun, please have joy, receive joy. Sorry if my fingernails are dirty with ink and stuff. Not even beyond your collective of Ophiuchian energy. I feel like Sagittarius and Capricorn are kind of like your bookend buds, if that makes a sense. So maybe you want to watch those readings. I know Capricorn had codes of the seed as well that came up. But it doesn't even have to be that. It feels like whoever your bookends are of people around you, maybe it's in your job or your family, your partnership, everyone plays with the hula hoop of safety differently. But like there's connected, you can all fit in one hula hoop, but you can still enjoy, and I mean that in like a holistic standpoint. We can all have our individual hula hoop of safe and boundaries and all that kind of good stuff, but it's like there's two people now, whether they're guides, they're people in your life, they're your children, they're your besties, whatever the case may be. They're welcomed into your like sacred space of sorts, and they're welcomed in to work closely with you. But man, you got a little spunk of fire in there for sure. I love it. Creative energy, creative flow. Longhorn, did I say that? Yes. Okay, Opies, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. It's always an honor. And I do truly, if anything, I thank you because you bring joy to me by allowing me to wander through. So until next time, thank you so much.